Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god, I did. Is this bad? Is this bad?
You should pull that out. That shit is not cool. Pull what out? The door, man. You got a fucking door in your neck. You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. You're crazy.
Welcome to the best surround gaming setup for $1,000. Up next we have a dual monitor setup for $400, and the last one we did was the best gaming setup for just $93, which you can check out now by clicking the card on screen. I recently created dealhunter.tech to provide easy access to great deals on tech. I check a bunch of websites every day and not only handpick the best deals, but I also make sure the product itself is good and worth buying. Link down below to go check it out. As usual, we are assuming you already have a PC, desk, and chair. PCs are largely personal preference and vary a lot from person to person, and a lot of people already have a desk or a chair, so it makes for a simpler video to just focus on the peripherals. However, if you are curious, the desk we use is the IKEA Linman, the chair we're using is the DX Racer Formula series, and any type of computer will work. And once again, this is just what we chose for $1,000. I'll leave the links to every product down below, but everybody has different tastes and preferences, so you may disagree and that's perfectly fine. And without any further ado, let's begin. The centerpiece here, even for people not familiar with gaming setups, is the array of 3 floating displays lined up in a surround setup. These monitors are 23-inch 1080p IPS displays from Asus that came in at about $130 a pop. There's a couple reasons why these monitors stood out above the rest for this setup. The first of which is the IPS displays, which result in better viewing angles so there's less color shift when looking from one monitor to another. And while the size and resolution are ideal, the other standout reason we chose these monitors is the VESA mount compatibility, which allowed us to mount them on a stand and give them that floating look. Speaking of monitor mounts, we picked up a triple monitor mount from Vivo for $60, but for whatever reason it's out of stock now, so the link down below will be to a similar one from Mountit. It's a pretty bare bones mount, which is why it can achieve that low price point. It attaches to the desk using 2 clamps for added support and rigidity, and all 3 monitor arms are connected so they're automatically the same height. Although I do want to note that the monitors being slightly uneven is not the stand's fault. The center monitor is a newer version of the monitor, and the VESA mount is higher up on the back of the monitor, thus the uneven setup. Overall, it's a pretty simple stand that absolutely gets the job done and helps clean up quite a bit of desk space. Underneath those monitors are the M-Audio AV32s coming in at around $100. I've been using the AV40s in my own setup for a while now, and based off my experience, the AV32s were going to be a safe bet. Long story short, I was right. For $100, you're getting a really solid pair of speakers with a relatively accurate frequency response. Now, don't expect crazy bass, especially considering there's no dedicated sub, but if you're editing audio or just prefer a balanced and accurate sound signature, these are a great pickup. Moving down to the keyboard, you're looking at the clicky backlit Chroma RGB keyboard coming in at $105. I actually originally purchased this from Massdrop with the E-Element brand, but this is just a different brand of the same exact keyboard that is available on Amazon. It's got a nice silver brushed aluminum base that accents really well with the RGB backlighting, and that backlighting is controlled on the keyboard itself, so you don't need to worry about the complicated software. The switches feel fine even though they aren't real Cherry MX switches, and really the only downside is that the keycaps aren't great quality, but those are replaceable. To the right of that keyboard is the Myonix Naos 7000 gaming mouse coming in at $55. And what sets this mouse apart from the others is the ergonomic design with the dedicated molding for each of your fingers, which definitely makes it a comfortable experience, but also does make it right hand only. Other than that, it has lighting that can be set to any color you want, a 7000 DPI optical sensor, and a solid high quality braided cable. Mice are definitely personal preference, and honestly this is one of my favorite gaming mice I've ever used. That keyboard and mouse are on top of the glorious extended white gaming mouse mat at $28. Nowadays you can find a bunch of white extended mouse pads on Amazon, but I picked this one up back when it was the only one available. They've also updated the design and the logo with a more minimal logo than the one on mine, which is definitely a solid improvement, and in terms of a mouse pad, this has everything you need. A nice braided border, clean surface, and a grippy backside. Off to the left are the Sennheiser HD 558 headphones for $93. I used these in the best gaming setup for $500, and they definitely deserve to be used again. If sound leakage isn't a problem for you, these are absolutely the best headphones you can get for under $100. The open back gives you a super wide soundstage, the velour ear cups are crazy soft and comfortable, and the sound is on point. Like the speakers, they have a pretty balanced sound signature, but still a really nice listening experience. For recording audio, we've got the Blue Yeti for $100 on top of a $25 boom arm to clear up that extra desk space. The Blue Yeti is a very solid studio condenser mic for the price, and unless you're doing some serious professional work, you're not going to need anything more expensive. And the boom arm is pretty simple, but it's functional, so no complaints there. The final product in this setup are the LEDs around the back of the desk. They come in at around $22, and I've done a whole dedicated video review of them, which you can check out here. Long story short, they are an awesome pair of RGB LEDs that don't break the bank, but still pack a ton of functionality and some pretty bright LED lighting. That's it for this video. Let us know what budget and type of setup you want to see us do next. As always, thank you to Nice for supporting the channel. Nice is the iPhone app where you can try tech products for 5 days before you decide whether or not you want to buy it, and if you return it, it's absolutely free and you don't pay anything. Right now, you can get this iPhone 6 case for $15 that has a little slide compartment that allows you to store things like credit cards and money. Thank you for watching, subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.